you should talk about this. And that's how I get to Samuel and Dr. Nkwede, and they were so kind. But another thing that showed me we are powerful, this is beautiful, is last year, August, during the African immigrant. It took me 6 months to convince the Cameroon to cross Denver. They were like, what this guy wants us to do. I say, I just want you to come and talk about Cameroon. The film is here. I'm not charging you anything.
Wow, my goodness.
And it took 6 months.
6 months. We went to Nkwele, but when I showed the film, some of them had tears. They were like, Ousmane, how did you know about this? I said, I'm an artist. I found a young, talented Cameroon boy, and I trusted him with my money, with my ideas. And I told them my story with what happened in Cameroon, and they were like, so we went to Colorado History Museum. It was one of the most beautiful days. We dressed Cameroon. I had a Cameroon clothes with my wife, and everybody took the mic and shared how proud they were. But what caught me with their kids who were born here, one of the kids said, Dad, so are you telling me this is what my grandparents did for you to become a doctor?
Wow.
So those are the motivation behind me doing this. Yes, right now I'm so thankful that I'm having people like you supporting, because I've been by myself for 27 years doing it. And nobody believed it. But today, I'm seeing now, me doing it, other Africans now are showing up. And that's what I wanted, to just pave the way. And for our children, tomorrow, and their children, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, they can say, our parents, not me, or Miss Dorian, Miss Kevin, Ousmane, such and such. There was this 100 immigrants from Africa who changed the narratives.
Wow.
That's what it is.
That's awesome. That's beautiful. That's powerful. You're a visionary, in my opinion. So, can you tell us a little more about the difficulties that you faced during your journey, and particularly what are the challenges that an African filmmaker can face here in the United States?
Oh, thank you. That's a very, very, very powerful question. What was the first difficulties? Honestly, came from our own people.
Really?
Yes, because when I came in 1998 with all these dreams, you know, when you came, you are just in your circle. And I'm like, I want to go to college. I want to write books. I want to do film. I want to do this. And the people I hang out first were like, training? Who's going to watch your film? Who's going to read your books?
Yeah.
Who's going to? So the dream killers started there. But for some reason, I believed on my vision. I believed on that. I just kept looking people like you, people who are encouraging, people, it doesn't matter if they're from Africa, or they're American, or they're black, or they black or white. I set my mind and I said, I am into this for the long run. And that long run took more than 20 years, and for the simple fact that I was the only African in this entire Colorado talking about film. And the difficulties too was, if I said, oh, I would do a film about cowboy, maybe it would be easy. But as soon as I said, I would like to do film about Africa, that's when I start having issues.
Oh my.
Because it was like, what? African? You guys have, what do you got? So I had to explain all the time. And because I did not have the money, I was going to college, I was driving taxi, I have to help back home like all of us.
Yes.
I'm just juggling, I'm struggling. And honestly, from 1999 till 2014, it was hard to get across my vision. And in 2014, now that I know a lot, I discover a lot, I became more stronger, more everything. I said to myself, I am the one who put myself into this situation. I'm gonna keep going, but I'm not anymore trying to get assistance or help. So I use my own money. I write books. I do speaking. I do 3 jobs. I clean houses. I clean restaurants. Every penny I had, I invested in my stuff because I did not have funders. I did not have supporters a lot. My own people rejecting this, saying, hey, just buy a car, buy a big house, and eat every day jollof rice, get married, make babies. I'm like, no, dude, we are here. We're in America. We gotta take care of our women and our children.
Yes.
Let's stand up. We have stories, but rejection every day. But I'm consistent. Anybody who knows me will tell you he's a guy who's very consistent in his belief. I never deviate. I publish one book. People say, oh, it's a book you're gonna read. Then I put it second book. Oh, I give it to. Oh, I put it fourth book. Oh, I put it fourth. And now I have friends who've been here. They're like, one thing with you is you've been consistent. You've been talking about this African thing. Nobody believed you. You were saying Africans will write books in Colorado. Africans will do movies. Africans will create TV. I predicted all of this. And I'm not trying to be right, but I wanted my people to know that in America, there's no limitation. As long as you respect the law, you can do anything. Because America, it's a value-adding country. So my challenges was started within my own people. Before even, yes, because that's the truth. Oh, he's not gonna do it. And many personal things that we share here that happen. And it's your own people. They said you will never be a king in your own land. Your naysayers are the people who know you. Why should you do Afrik Spotlight? No, you should just Ousmane Ndoye. Why?
Now, you founded Askanwii Filmmaking. Can you tell us what is Askanwii Filmmaking and what's his mission?
Yeah, Askanwii Filmmaking, as you remember, when we had the idea many years ago, I was looking for a name because I wanted. I'm a community-oriented thinker. I always think about community. And even when I was new here, we had this Senegalese association, because I was from Senegal, but I always like, why we don't do Colorado African Community Association? I was always about us. So because of that, back in those days, that's what I was preaching. When I needed to practice it on my own, I needed to do something that people will say, hey, this is what he believes from day one. So when we were looking for a name, anything you do, like Afrik Spotlight, it resonated with me. It's Africa. So that's what I was thinking. And I'm thinking community. I could say community, filmmaking, this. But in my native dialect, there is a word called Askanwii. It means a community. That's what inspired me. So when we said community, the purpose is how can we come together and create something that everybody can feel a sense of belonging. So Askanwii Filmmaking Hub is a community of filmmakers who can come together, collaborate, create something where everyone can say, oh, take ownership of it. So that was the purpose. Then the mission was, I'm a diehard education guy. I believe in my heart that when people are educated, and when I say educated, I'm not talking about just school, but even at the house, at the church, at the mosque, every space we have, we should make sure that we are educating, we are uplifting, we are empowering. So that was really the mission that I wanted through Askanwii, was like, how can we create a platform where first and foremost, anybody who joins, we empower, we educate, we lift, we guide, we give opportunities. So those are the mission. Then the vision, as an African, the vision was called Vision 54. And people said, what is that?
What is that?
Vision.
I said, we are 54 African countries.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? I say, hopefully one day, maybe I'll be in my grave. The next generation will put Askanwii flag in every country till we have 54 flag of Askanwii in every country, where people can talk about their culture themselves, talk about their food, their rituals, their beliefs, with pride and joy. So that's the vision. And the objectives is collaboration. Like Askanwii, Afrik Spotlight. What can we do out of what you do, out of what we do? What can we do to make it bigger and to make us all successful or whatever? So I call it share, show, shadow, and we all shine.
So 4S.
Yes. So Askanwii, from get going, that was the 4S. How can we share, show, shadow, and we all shine? And people say, it's not going to work because the young Africans are lazy. You send them money, they eat. Yes, I get that. But I don't see the negative side. I'm the one that God blesses to be in America and open up one door. So am I going to just stay on that one door? So Askanwii is just kind of one door open, and we are trying to bring as many as we could, locally, nationally, and internationally. Because there are so many Africans in the 50 states. So 54, 50, bridging.
Wow. Yeah. Beautiful. And can you tell us what are the activities of Askanwii?
Yes, since we started with the academy, of course, because education.
Yes.
So which is called Askanwii Filmmaking Academy, where we brought local trainers and mentors and share it. We started with Skype back in the days, and now we do a lot of online. Then we have Networking Cafe, Askanwii Networking Cafe, which we did not do this year, but we did a lot last year. Every 2 months we'll meet at a coffee shop, buy coffee, gâteau, and stuff like that, and talk about everything and anything. Then we started Diaspora Movie Night, because there is no movie in this town where they show African movies. So I said, we are going to have our own space. Give us a church, give us a parking lot, allow us to bring our food and some coffee, and people will pay maybe $5. We put our film. So that's the Diasporic Movie Night, which will help families, your kids, your husbands and wives and everybody, friends. We just came. Then we did, last year we started the first edition of Colorado Diasporic Film Festival. There are maybe more than 50 film festivals in Colorado. We've never heard diasporas. So we launched last year Colorado Diaspora Film Festival, and this year it will take, I think the date is August 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, 2 days in Denver, 2 days in Aurora. And it's gonna be a lot of things going, because this time we're adding a lot of cultural activities.
Okay.
Then we have the African cultural diplomacy, because to me, every individual who lives in a place is a diplomat for his or her own culture. So we are all ambassadors of our cultures. People don't see it that way, but I do, because everybody should be able to talk about their own culture and beliefs and whatever. So we create the African culture diplomacy, where we will have networking, different food from different countries, decoration, art, film, everything, marketplace. So far that's where we are. We are about to launch a new program in June, but that one we're not yet sure. And right now we are kind of spreading out this to many cities, Boulder, Coral Spring, Denver, Aurora. So that's really many activities are coming. And if you have suggestions, you ladies, you tell us, hey, can we organize such with you? We will be very happy to do that.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're excited about this.
We will talk
position.
about
Yes,
it.
yes.
So now, how do you picture the African movies into the global cinema industry?
Oh, very happy to answer that. I'm so happy that I'm living in the moment. I don't predict tomorrow, but what I can tell you is at this moment, Africans are coming together, which is very beautiful. Africans, and this is the blessing of the internet. That's why we're connected. So now the Cameroonians can Google Senegal or get to the Facebook and get a friend and ask about something. And I think that was what was missing. We didn't have tools and techniques to communicate, so we are communicating. Number second, we are accepting the reality of our land, that we need to work it ourselves. Nobody will fix it for us. And government politics is shifting. Africans are going to a different direction. So if you want to be a leader in Africa nowadays, you got to listen to the people, because people are the power. Fourth, the diaspora. Us, we are blessed to learn more than we earn the money. But the learning we learn in this America, Europe has helped us now to join forces and share our knowledge, because knowledge is wealth. So the African film industry, like any other industry in Africa, for the coming 50 years, the world will hear about Africa. Africa, a lot of people will rush to Africa. There is no doubt in my head, unless Africans themselves give up on their continent, which I doubt. Right now, Africans are proud to stay in Africa because they know everywhere we have resources, every country. We just need to reorganize ourselves to have the right leaders and to have this unity. And to close out, that is Africans in America, Africans in Colorado, need to celebrate Africa as one Africa. We need to stop just focus on our original country. That's hurting us. But once Cameroon, Senegal, Ethiopia, Libya, they see us sit on the same table, that's where everything will shift from an outside perspective. Because the inside in Africa, they are working. The youth are dynamic. They are wonderful, they are ambitious. They don't envy any youth around the world. I can tell you that.
Okay. So I know you listed a couple of your activity with Askanwii and some projects, but do you have other project you're working on, like in general, not just Askanwii?
Right now, my whole focus, honestly, I can tell you, when people said, oh, Ousmane right now, he's this, he's that. But honestly, because I know now where I'm going.
Okay.
I have more experience. I'm getting into my wisdom age, because I'll be very much, I'm now 58, going to 59. So my focus right now is my family, number one, because I have young children. I have to make sure that I spend quality time with them and their mother.
Yes.
I'm trying to surround myself with positive thinkers like you guys, that ambitious, and we want to go somewhere together. And I want to see a community where we all come together. Those are things that are so dear to me. So everything I do turns around that. I don't have specifically a materialistic project. If I have one simple, small house with my family, I'm content. I'm more of a giver than a taker. So those are things, because at a certain time of life, you gotta sit down and say, what's the ending? Don't be scared to think about after you're gone. What do you want? And whenever I have those thoughts, I think about these young people, my kids, their generation, kids of immigrants like us. What do we want to leave to our children? I think about that every day. I think about, at least if I can offer some opportunities to young Africans. Those are where I have my focus, not on the outside world. I'm very focused. I'm very focused on what's moving me forward, moving you forward, and I think I proved it to Afrika Spot when I met with you. I said, hey, my sisters, I can do this. This is my job, but do I have to compete with you? Rather than adding value.
Yes.
So I'm just looking to add value to the world, and positively, because I'm a world citizen. I'm not just African American. I'm a world guy. I think grow.
Okay, well, that is a beautiful project. Spending quality time with the family. So that's very good.
Yeah, thank you.
And where do you see Askanwii filmmaking in the next 5 or 10 years?
I hope 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I'm sitting somewhere and seeing many young African filmmakers to have access to the American market. That's one of my biggest dreams. One of my biggest dreams is that one day maybe I won't be even in Denver seeing the Colorado Diaspora Film Festival and see colorful people from all over the world in Denver. And people think I'm crazy. I talk to the city people and they were like, and I say 10 years from now, I think thousands and thousands of filmmakers from around the globe will be in Denver for this festival. That's where I see Askanwii. I'm seeing creating a lot of schools across some countries, film schools for those people to have access, creating ways where they can have access to funding to film because they have the talent. Those are really where I'm seeing, whatever you see here, having platform where we can plug in our film, create jobs, and people keeping their honesty, their dignity, their honorability. Askanwii is all about how can we do things in ways where anybody who joins us sees some type of pride, some type of, oh wow, I want to be part of this. We cannot do it by ourselves. Maybe you guys will help, become partner for some platform. So we are into this together.
Absolutely.
So again, we are all about building something that will last forever. That your kids, my kids, her kids, our grandkids can sit down. We gone, and they were like,
Wow.
They come out from their comfort zone and did it. They left us this. They left us a big old TV company called Afrik Spotlight. That's how I think. I'm always thinking big because it's a community. Yeah.
Okay. And what advice would you give to that young generation, especially young people that look at you today and want to become filmmaker, or maybe you want to come here and do what you're doing? What advice would you give to them?
My first advice, I always tell people, we are all gifted. Each and every one of us has some type of talent, known or unknown. That's how life is. So never stop looking for something you are passionate. What are you passionate? If you're passionate about film, look role models like I did and then, even if you don't have access yet to a college, read, be curious, watch us, because now it's easy with a cell phone to watch movies. Watch some what movies you like, what this, what that. Do not expect people to give it to you. This took 20 something years of my life in America. I don't want that to be that way, but you gotta do what you gotta do. If like they said in French, you cannot have the butter and the price of the butter.
Yeah.
You gotta make a choice. Life is choice. So you have to make a choice. If I want to become a filmmaker, I have to look up to someone. I have to reach out to some people. I have to learn. I have to be curious. I have to be open-minded because the world is global. When you do a film in Cameroon, it can be Cameroon culture, but you can craft it in ways where the person who's in Sydney, Australia can relate.
Yes.
So look for that passion and heart, because if you don't have the passion, anytime you're tired, you go to bed. Or if people say, hey, we want to interview you, or I spent 3 hours at a meeting, but I remember this morning I was laughing to myself because my wife knows I don't sleep as a thinker. And I did not realize I'm texting Kevin at 4 o'clock. So that's how passionate, because I was like, oh, today is an interview. I have to remind her. That's who I am. So I have passion, number one. Number second, so I have courage. And this was molded by my great-grandmother.
Oh, really?
Yes, Ousmane, anything you want in life, never give up easy. So I've learned to not giving up. So courage. I work harder than anybody. I will never tell anybody, let's film for 2 hours and I sit there eating. No, I'm always first and last. I walk the walk and I talk the talk. So that's very important. Believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, no, who's gonna believe on you? I heard no more than 100 million times in Colorado. Shut the door. No, you're not this, but I keep going. Last but not least, have faith. Have faith. Whichever God you believe, it's watching.
Okay.
Whichever God you believe. If you're Muslim, sit there praying every day. If you're Christian, sit there praying and do the work. One day, you will see the turn. That's what I would advise. And this is not just for film, life in general.
Well, thank you so much for all this advice, and thank you for your time. I think we have come to the end of this interview.
Yes.
We are really happy you accept our invitation. Do you have any final words?
Oh, my final words is I direct it to the African immigrant like myself, because we are a bunch here in Colorado. We're almost 80,000 from the estimation that I got. Is it the correct number or not? I would encourage every African who lives in Colorado to support one another, to support one another's country. We are not defined by the country, we are defined by the continent. Yes, we can be different in culture, we can be different in dialect, we can be different in everything. But one thing we are not different is African. And if we operate like that and come together, we will be very powerful and we will make a lot of noise. The reason why Africans, immigrants in Colorado don't make noise, everybody is separated, doing his or her own thing with their own specific country. But at least August is the African month in Colorado. What can we do together? In the month of August, it's African Immigrant Month.
Wow.
What can we do? Even if it's one day, all of us, we do it together. And that's what Askanwii is focused. I'm from Senegal. I never filmed on Senegal. I don't think I never did big things in Senegal because that's not my focus. My focus is Africa as one. So my advice is for the African immigrant, regardless of who they are, what they think, what's the job they have, the American passport, the big old house, the big old cars. Let's come as Africans and we'll see the power. Unity. We live in the United States of America. So how can we create the United States of Africa? By starting with us.
Wow, powerful.
Powerful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay. Guys, ladies, gentlemen, thank you for watching today's episode. We hope you were inspired by the journey of Mr. Ousmane Ndoye, a man coming from a small fishing village in Senegal who dared to dream, a dream about filmmaking, a dream about storytelling, a dream about Africa, a dream about communities coming together. So we hope you were inspired by his journey. If you like this episode and if you would like to see other inspiring episodes like this, do not forget to subscribe and to click on the notification bell. Stay with us and see you next time.